appreciate that. Good evening, everyone. I have spent a good portion of my life on a dairy farm, and a couple of things I learned from my dad and my grandpa is how to have a low tolerance for bullpucky, for one thing, and wasting time is the other. And so, again, my commitment to you tonight is to give you a training that is worthwhile and in 10 minutes or less tonight. Last week we had a great training about two of our heavy hitters in the area, a couple operators that were present and helped during the Teton Dam floods and were instrumental in getting things going and happening, and also provided the seed for what we know now as our ERC program. And I truly enjoyed that training. And during that training, though, and talking about the flood, hopefully I've given you time to bring the slides up. I got to thinking about some of the stresses and feelings that I felt during that time. I was 13 years old at the time. I lived in Manan. I grew up on a dairy farm there, and was there right in the thick of that. And that summer, I think it was the summer that I probably worked harder than I have my entire life. We helped neighbors and friends and everyone around the valley clean up their places, their homes, their farms, and all of the things in the aftermath of that disaster. And I saw firsthand some of the stress that the folks had to go through because of that. And so I'd like to talk just a minute tonight briefly about what we can do to help manage our mental and emotional well-being in the event of an emergency and also in the aftermath and cleanup of any kind of a disaster. And so let's go ahead and proceed to slide 2. These emergencies that we may be called upon to help with in any capacity, either as communicators or in any other capacity, they can cause quite a shock to our system. These abnormal events, things that we're not used to hitting us, they can cause significant disruptions to our mental and emotional health. One example I'll give is what people don't anticipate when these things happen. Sometimes you go through a huge adrenaline rush when things happen, and the fight or flight response kicks in, and then there's a subsequent fall afterwards. Break for the repeater. I experienced this firsthand a couple of times during the flood cleanup, but more significantly, later on as an adult, I had grown up and I thought I was pretty tough, thought I was good mentally and in a good place, and I thought I could handle just about anything. And then one day on the way home from work, an accident happened right in front of me. I saw a car coming towards me. It was on the Annis Highway between Rigby and Lorenzo. And I saw a car coming towards me, and a car missed the stop sign at the intersection right there at the power substation north of Rigby. And the car that missed the stop sign T-boned the car that was oncoming towards me. And I was able to stop, but the car coming towards me wasn't. And that car that ran the stop sign pretty much T-boned them, almost dead, directly right in the middle. Pushed them off the road, and it flipped the car over upside down with the cab of the car over top of a canal. And I was able to stop and get out, and I ran over to make sure everyone was okay. And thankfully, there was a lady that I knew from Manan and her granddaughter in the car, and they were both okay, but they were pretty shaken up. And of course, that the driver's side of the car, both doors were crushed in and couldn't get them out that way. So I swam around to the other, I jumped in the canal, swam around to the other side of the car, helped pull them out and get them out, and then of course everybody got a little wet doing it, but we got them out safely, got them to the side of the road, and by then I heard sirens coming, and the first responders came, checked them out, and took them to the hospital just to be checked out, and thankfully they were okay. The car was totaled, but they lived through it, and you know, happy ending, right? No one hurt significantly. It worked out really well. Everybody's just fine. Should have been just everything peaches. But I found out as I turned the corner, and I lived in Manan at the time. I turned the corner to hit Manan off the Annis Highway. Found out firsthand what that adrenaline drop can do to you, and I started to shake, and I shook all the way home, and I was really shook up. When I got home, emotionally, I kind of went to pieces. I started to cry, and I didn't understand what was happening to me, because I had never done this before. I thought I was tough, right? I was an old dairy farmer. I thought I was okay, and I thought I was mentally able to handle anything. Well, that adrenaline drop can really mess with you, and it did me. And so that's one of my many stories where I've had to help calm myself, get myself back into place again, and to try to be mentally resilient. So bottom line, when we talk about preparedness plans and getting ready for emergencies and being ready to deploy or being ready to help in any capacity in an emergency, we need to remember to include building and practicing mental and emotional resilience exercises so that we can be able to stay strong and able in the event of an emergency. Let's go to slide 3. Okay, so let's talk briefly about some strategies to build resilience. And I'll go through these very quickly because my story was too long and I'm pushing on my 10 minutes here. So first one would be to learn how to regulate stress in the moment. Learn how to calm your nervous system using slow diaphragmatic breathing or by taking longer, slower exhales to reduce immediate physical tension. And I can tell you, this sounds really simple, but it really works. And it's a lot like, I'm having a brain fart tonight anyway. The fellow that didn't believe that he'd be healed by dipping in the Jordan River 7 times, right? Well, it worked. It was very simple, but it worked, and so does this. Okay, second one, to control your information diet. Avoid doom scrolling. What's doom scrolling? Well, it's spending too much time on any kind of social media. Get the heck off of it, stay off of it, and limit your news consumption to official, credible updates no more than twice a day to prevent anxiety overload. Sometimes trying to stay in the moment and to know exactly what's going on in real time isn't good for us. Sometimes it's okay to just take a break and get an update a couple times a day. Third one would be to maintain and adapt our routines. In the midst of chaos, simple, familiar habits, things we're used to, provide a stabilizing sense of control and normalcy. And so try to stick with our routines as much as we can. That's not always easy because sometimes we'll get thrown completely out of whack, but we try to get back to those as quick as we can. Let's go to slide 4. Another great strategy is to acknowledge your emotions. It's okay to give yourself permission to grieve or to feel frustrated. Being tough or mentally tough or resilient isn't about ignoring negative feelings. It's about acknowledging them and pacing our recovery from the acute shock of the abnormalcy you have been through as you need to. And it's okay to talk to support personnel as needed. Let them know how you're feeling and share those feelings with others and get their input on how to help you feel better about it. Another one would be to stay connected. Lean on your people. Go to your family, your friends. Your social support system is very, very important in these times, and friends are what get us through. And I think we've all been through things in our life where we can attest to that, how important, critically important our friends are, and our family, of course. We want to prioritize our physical health. Make sure that we're getting the sleep we need, eat well, and use healthy coping mechanisms like take a break when we need to, go for a walk, and do the things we need to take care of ourselves. Even if that means get a fidget spinner or a stress ball. Just take care of ourselves. The old adage that a dull axe does no good. If we get dulled by emotions or troubles, or we get too physically tired, then we become less efficient and sometimes useless to those that we're trying to serve. So it's important for us to keep that axe sharp and to be as good as we possibly can be. And that means taking care of ourselves. Okay, let's go to slide. As promised, I have gotten pretty close. It's just a little bit over. I apologize, over the 10 minutes, but it's pretty close. But that's all, folks, for tonight. Are there any questions or comments on what we've covered tonight? Please come out. WB7HTH. HTH, go ahead, Brett.
Well, thank you. That goes right along with what you gave us a few weeks ago about situational awareness. I've learned one thing that we all need to remember in those situations is that no man or woman is an island. We all need each other to help each other through those things. Over.
Boy, you got that right. And luckily, we have this wonderful system of ours in the ERC and in the Upper Valley here of amateur radio operators and GMRS operators, radio operators in general, who we seem to have each other's backs really well. And it's a great community to be a part of, along with, of course, our regular networks of family and friends. So thank you, Brett. Appreciate that comment. Any other comments or questions, please come out.
KG7RBF, comment.
KG7RBF, go ahead, Curtis.
Thank you. I concur with everything you said. It was very, very well put. And I can tell you firsthand from when I was in law enforcement, there was numerous times that we run into those situations. And it's interesting, we receive training. And when you get into that situation, you actually are able to go through with your training. And after somebody comes to relieve you or whatever, then you can go ahead and that's when it really hits you. And sometimes it's hard, especially when it's an accident, DUI, and it's an infant that you're working on. Anyway, you do follow through with it, but you do have to do all those things that you said. So appreciate you doing that tonight. Thanks.
Thank you, Curtis, and thank you for the comment, and thank you for all your years of service and for what you're doing now. We appreciate you. It's good to have you on board with us. Any other comment or questions? Please come now.
Comment.
Go ahead, comment.
It's KC7HB. I had a couple of comments, but I want to really reinforce what Curtis had just mentioned about training, practice, testing, whatever you want to call it, exercises. The more you exercise and train, the more you're going to be able to support people in an emergency, because you'll be able to reduce the chaos and provide communications capabilities that need to be handled quickly and professionally. And so I can't emphasize enough of the importance of practicing, knowing your job as a stake ECS or as an operator or whatever your calling is, that practice is critical in making everything as smooth as we can, because we're going to be the leaders in this. And I've always made a big issue out of emergency communications plans. If you don't practice them, you're going to run into people that freak out because they don't know what's going on. But if everybody's involved in the exercise, everybody's involved with the emergency communication or response plan, people are going to basically walk through it rather than cry through it. Anyway, this is KC7IHB back to training.
Very well put, Steve. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, any other comments or questions? Please come now.
Kilo Mike 4, Quebec Alpha Alpha.
AM4 QAA. Go ahead, Paul.
Yes, I want to thank you for the story of your personal experience. It's important that I have, at least in my mind, a solid idea of how things can really go bad and what other people have done. Of course, I can read accident reports and things like that, but it's great to hear the story straight from people. And people like Curtis, who are former law enforcement, people who are EMTs, they tell me things that I try to listen to very carefully. And also on Steve's idea of training, whenever I'm an NCS, I go ahead and use the phonetic alphabet, and it's fine if the other people don't, but the more I do it, the better I'll be at it. Thanks a lot. Back to Net Control.
Thank you, Paul, and I appreciate all you do, and good to hear from you tonight. Great comment. Any other comment or question? Come now. Well, I want to thank all of you for being here tonight, and thank you for your attention, and thank you for your comments. It's good. I love it when we have an open discussion, and we have those that participate. Thank you so much. This is Whiskey Bravo 7, Mike Lima, and I'll turn it back to KC7 IHB Net Control.